It's a hybrid, not a plug-in hybrid, because a plug-in hybrid will give you tell you exactly what you can do, and this hybrid just really helps you. It's like a helper.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. It's like snacks. It's not like the full meal. It's like snacks. It keeps you going, but it doesn't, you know, fill you up. What is up, Internet world, and welcome back to Accelerate. I'm Mike Van Hout, he's Ian McAlpine, and today we bring the all-new Mazda CX-50 Hybrid. So here we have it, what the world has been waiting for, the all-new Mazda CX-50 Hybrid. Now 51% of all Mazda owners will buy another Mazda, so they have waited for this. This is it, but there's some tricks here. This is not all Mazda. Matter of fact, the powertrain is from a Toyota RAV4, and we'll get into that. We'll talk about all the new things they've put in this Mazda CX-50, because the last time I was on a Mazda CX-50, the roof that is, it was actually pretty nice to drive. So we're gonna find out how this compares to that one. So it says hybrid, but there's more to the story because Mazda already makes a CX-70 plug-in hybrid and a CX-90 plug-in hybrid, but this is not a plug-in, it is solely just a hybrid. Matter of fact, this is not Mazda's powertrain, it's Toyota's powertrain, and Mazda had to move some stuff around when it comes to the body design of the vehicle to stick Toyota's powertrain into this.
So under the hood is a 2.5-liter engine paired with 3 electric motors making 219 horsepower and 163 pound-feet of torque. 2 of these motors are at the front and the other one is at the rear, which makes this an all-wheel drive system. Now, since this is the same powertrain as the RAV4, does it get the same fuel economy? Well, almost. The RAV4 will get 5.8 liters per 100 kilometers, which is about 40 miles per gallon, versus this, which gets 6.2 liters per 100 kilometers, which is about 38 miles per gallon. But it does also come down to your driving style, and we don't think it's that big of a difference to be that noticeable or sway you into buying one over the other. The previous person driving our CX-50 press vehicle was getting 5.7 liters per 100 kilometers, and that's really good. Other things to note, both the RAV4 and the CX-50 have 55-liter fuel tank sizes. But what are some key differences between the RAV4 and the CX-50 if you're looking to buy either one? Well, the RAV4 has independent rear suspension and the CX-50 does not. It has a torsion beam. The ride will be slightly more comfortable in the RAV4, but the whole driving experience is much more sporty and exciting in the CX-50.
Now we have extensive experience with the CX-50 because we had it in LA, we filmed it a whole bunch of times, and we really like it, including the front design, because on this, it's exactly the same as the conventional CX-50. There's absolutely no difference, but I will tell you a little bit about it if this is the first time you've watched our channel. You've got a nice big Mazda logo here. I love this all black, and when looking at it, you don't realize it, but this protrudes out to give it a nice aggressive look. You have these circular DRLs. On the bottom here, this is a CX-50, so it's designed to be a little bit rugged, which is why you have this hard plastic on the bottom to take a bit of a beating. So we filmed some marketing for Mazda USA back in the summer, and Ian was driving this, and I was in front of him in a Miata. And he was blinding me with these headlights. These headlights are super powerful, where it feels like you're getting high beamed when you're the car in front. So they work. So this is where the real change happens, the side. Well, that is if you know where the change actually is. Because at first glance, you don't even notice it. But then when I tell you that this is 1.5 inches higher of a vehicle, you're like, well, how is that possible? The trick is this, the plastic cladding. It is 1.5 inches higher because the battery pack hides right underneath the rear seat. And Mazda's like, no, we're not gonna lose 1.5 inch of headroom, we'll just add it to the vehicle. And that's exactly what they did. So you have the exact same headroom inside the back seats. On the outside though, the marketing behind it says this. The regular one is more of a hatchback, not as SUV or as bold as this. This is more aesthetically looking like a natural SUV, and I don't really buy that. 1.5 inches doesn't change my mind on it. It looks very similar to the regular one. At least that's what I think. What do you guys think? Now these are 19s with 225, 55, 19 for tires. And if you get the turbo version, you get 20-inch wheels. Now, other stuff is you get this badge. It says hybrid right here. And other than that, it's pretty much the same as the regular CX-50, obviously minus that larger cladding. And speaking of cladding, do you guys like the cladding, or do you think it's just too much, over the top, just too much plastic? What's your opinion on it? Let us know in the comments below. Now on the back here, pretty much the same as the regular one. You have a third brake light, a rear wiper. Of course, you do have a rear camera hiding underneath. I love these taillights. They are used, super cool, modern, looks like an alien in my opinion. You do have the hybrid badge right there. Obviously, that's the big change. And these guys down here are small and puny, not like the turbo. You can get them in black, I hear, though. All right, interior of the Mazda CX-50 hybrid. And to be honest, it's pretty much exactly the same as the regular CX-50 with some minor tweaks. Now these seats have the line in the center, and there's a certain YouTuber out there that says you cannot feel them, but for me, I can feel it on my back, and it just takes getting used to. After a long period of time, you'd be like, okay, I can feel this little line in my back, so you need to test these seats out if you decide to buy one.
And some other YouTubers made silly comments about it. Anyway, I won't say what they said, but they just said, oh, you feel it. I'm here to tell you, you do not feel that when you're sitting in the seat.
They look cool though, I will say that. Anyways, steering wheel, this is very Mazda. Everything about this is 100% Mazda with the exception of a few things. Number one, you have an EV button. This also has a few different drive modes unlike the regular CX-50. And it does have this, a charge and power meter, I guess you could call it that, because everything else is the CX-50, including this part here. I'm not a huge fan of this right there. And other than that, ladies and gentlemen, everything about this CX-50, I like. Oh, sorry, Ian. I don't own a Mazda, so I couldn't tell you. But this is a Toyota shifter. And then I felt it, I'm like, you're right. This is a Toyota shifter from a RAV4.
Okay, so it's not exactly a RAV4 shifter, but it definitely felt like it. Here's how the regular CX-50 shifter looks versus the hybrid shifter.
Now that that's over with, this 10.25-inch screen is a touchscreen, and it does have wireless Apple CarPlay as well as wireless Android Auto. You do have a heads-up display. It does have 12 speakers, and they are Bose. It does have this cool steering wheel, which is pretty much standard in all Mazdas, but I do really appreciate it. Everything is done on this wheel. It is very cool, and it's very sporty. This is a screen right in the middle, and I like how they have a ring around it to make it more realistic as opposed to just a flat screen. Now, it does have pretty substantial stocks. They don't feel cheap. This does have a button here on the left-hand side that shows you your camera, and this is what the visuals look like. I like that it has full physical buttons for the HVAC controls with these little rotary knobs on the left and the right for you and for me. Right here you do have a little change display, 2 cup holders that are rubberized. They feel really substantial. Then you have this piano black on the bottom that people will complain about with this really annoying rotary knob that I don't particularly like, but it is what it is. It does have auto hold, it does have a favorites button, and then it does have electromechanical parking brake. Well, what about this? Well, it is fairly soft for your elbows. You do have a wireless charger hiding underneath here. And what kind of phone can it hold? Well, this is a Pro Max, and it fits absolutely perfect, like absolutely perfect. There's a little bit of room here, but pretty much the Max Pro is the largest phone you're gonna fit. And then over here you have 2 USB-Cs and a decent size center console that is a split console down the middle. If I look up, I do have a panoramic sunroof that has a center cross member, so a small one here, a little bit of a larger one there. And if I want to open it up, how much back does it open? Well, let's see how much we can get. Well, this much. This is the room I have. It doesn't slide into the glass. It actually slides up and over, as you see from the outside. Okay, it's super windy outside. Okay. Whew. So inside the back seat of the Mazda CX-50 hybrid. Now, again, this has the battery underneath, but it feels very good. And sometimes they make adjustments to the back seat, the way in terms of how it feels, but no, this is really soft and premium. So this is the first time you're watching a Mazda video from us. I will tell you the interiors of Mazda are very, very good. They feel very premium. Nothing like Toyota, even though there's a Toyota motor underneath the hood of this bad boy. Now, you do have 2 USB-Cs underneath here. You have 3 increments of heated seats, 1 on this side, 1 on this side. And then what about this? This is a cup holder, and you have 2 of them. Above me, I do have the sunroof that goes all the way back, so that's nice. I am 5'9". This is how much headroom I have, not a whole lot. So if you're 6 foot, you probably have to either slouch or you have to sort of kink your head left or right. Unless you have a sports injury like me and you can only kink it one way. Now the door panel does have room for about 2 2 bottles worth of storage, and then everything else is good, including these 2 vents right there. Believe it or not, some vehicles don't have vents back there, so you're kind of dying here. But they don't have sunshades. Now inside you have a ton of trunk room, and you have this. How cool is that? CX-50. This is obviously not from factory, but I like it, and I expect you to buy it when you buy your CX-50. How much room do you have? Well, enough for me. So I am 5'9", and I fit. Can I fit 2 of me? Yep, one right here, another one right here. Peace. Now, if you want to fold the seats down in your CX-50 hybrid, you do have these little levers which look like door handles to a door. You pull them on this side, you pull them on that side. You've got a 40-60 split. As far as storage goes, you have a little bit on that side with a 12-volt cigarette plug. On this side, you do have a closed storage area with this thing here that holds you back. And underneath here, you have absolutely nothing except for a full-size spare.
Now, if you're wondering about towing in your CX-50 hybrid, it can tow up to 1,500 pounds, whereas in the turbo, you can tow up to 3,500 pounds.
All right, welcome to the car show with a tanned guy and a not so tanned guy. Okay, so first things first, I'm high. This hood is very high. Like sitting here, the hood, the dash is very high. You actually can't see what's in front of you, like close.
All right, here we are in full power mode here.
Okay, and we're gonna launch this thing with a little baby battery in the back. Tell me when you're going.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's actually not that bad.
It's not bad.
It's
okay,
not
so
like
it does not sound like a Mazda. The engine, it sounds like a Toyota.
It sounds exactly like a RAV4.
Yeah, it sounds exactly like a RAV4. It is a CVT. It is not
ECVT, yep.
It is not yet ECVT. It does not have conventional gears, so you're not going to hear the. You're not going to feel that like push every time. It's just a constant push, like a train, and then you hear this noise, the engine revving.
It's lost that. I don't know about excitement if that's the right word, but the turbo has like a decent sound to it. It is very plumbed in.
You know what actually bumps excitement up?
What?
When someone's not paying attention to the road. That excitement like just goes up. Like doesn't matter what you're driving.
Should look over here.
Yeah, just look over me. Look over me. Hey, how's it going? Good day.
Yeah, honestly, it feels really good.
You know why? Because the battery pack's right in the center of the vehicle.
Oh, it could be adding some weight.
Yeah, added some weight in the back. And you've got the 3 motors that rips.
It rips.
Puts power where it's supposed to be.
Yeah, no problem with power. Obviously, the sound is a little.
The sound is one. Yeah, so you have to just turn the beats up, like real loud. Yeah. I mean, because I think here's the thing. Okay, so I don't know about you, but when my mom sits in this seat, and if she hears that thing, and I want to pass somebody, all she'd be like, "Mike, Mike, don't speed! You're going too fast! You're racing! Why are you racing him?" And I'm like, "I'm not racing anybody."
Yeah.
I don't know if your mom's like that. My mom's like that. Are you guys, your mom's like that? I mean, I don't know what it is, but they just think that this noise is like fast.
Yeah.
And we're flying, which is why I kind of like electric cars with her. I just put it in the car and I'm just like, yeah. And I don't pin it, but I'm like, I like gently pin it, you know? And she goes, but when she hears this noise, she automatically believes that we're breaking every law on the planet. Yeah. So I have to like find a song that she likes when I know I gotta pass somebody and be like, what about this song, Mom?
For us, we like the sound of motors.
Yes.
Well, majority of the public probably don't care.
They care about reliability.
Exactly. So
and they care about the fact that it's a Toyota.
Exactly.
Yeah. People line up for Toyota.
Exactly.
Yeah. And now they're like Mazda premium quality.
Yeah.
And you get the Mazda feel, and you know that 50% of Mazda ownership is going to buy another one, and you just you stack it with Toyota.
Yep.
I mean, like I think that's just it's a guarantee for the reliability junkies.
It's like reliability over.
Yes,
overload.
and you get premium quality now.
Exactly.
And you get cool styling on the outside. I mean, this is not an enthusiast vehicle. This is just really a vehicle to be good on fuel, to sit up high, have some premium quality in interior, be decently priced. Speaking of price, this has a starting price at preferred of $35,390 all the way up to a premium plus package of $41,470 US dollars. That sounds pretty good. $40K US for a fairly jammed SUV that's good on fuel. I think it's good. And it's tried and tested. I mean, you got Toyota product underneath as far as powertrain goes, and it's all about reliability.
Yep.
There's nothing that you can't say anything bad about this thing.
Yeah. Also, I just love the look of this. I think it's a great looking.
This is a great looking.
The only thing I don't like is all the plastic cladding.
I actually do like the plastic.
You like the plastic?
Yeah. You know why? Because they match everything else. Everything else is matched besides the mirrors. They're black, but that's cool. I'm happy with that.
This in black looks good because it doesn't.
No, because this in black you can see the cladding and it's obvious.
You can't see the cladding as much in black.
Yeah, I prefer it in the color. Yeah. I think also the design of the vehicle, people have to know that the back window is really small, and that headrest in the middle does block your rear view. So when you're when you're putting in reverse and you're parking in a parking spot's fine, but if you're doing one of these like crazy maneuvers where you have to just whip around, whip back, and you know what I mean, it has to be fast, then I guess it doesn't really matter, but it's just something to keep in mind. Okay, so let's wrap it up and talk about, would you buy this over the regular one? Hybrid or non-hybrid? And you go first and I'll...
So again, I haven't driven the naturally aspirated one. We've only driven the turbo. That is a nice looking Range Rover. I don't know why I'm stopping. There's no stop sign. I was just blown away by its beauty.
Oh my God, it's beauty. It's beauty.
Sorry,
Okay.
it's a Mazda video.
Okay, so
haven't driven the naturally aspirated, but I have. The house is beautiful too. Anyway, haven't driven the naturally aspirated, but the
so you're
turbo.
saying save your money and then you can buy one of those.
So the turbo is actually quite a bit of fun. In terms of cars in this segment, not many of these cars are fun to drive.
Correct.
But that turbo is pretty fun. We were driving it out in California on the canyon roads, and it was actually pretty fun. Direct steering. It is a little heavy for probably the average Joe.
Yeah.
And this actually feels quite a bit lighter.
And 80% of North America has no canyons.
Exactly.
We just have straight roads.
We don't need heavy steering going through the parking lot.
Yeah.
Interesting enough, we're out filming where Throttle House and Straight Pipes film. So,
Yeah, we are.
Yep.
We are completely
We are stealing their
cannibalizing
spots.
their views. But no, honestly, I do like the great package.
So in conclusion, you're getting the tried and true reliable hybrid system from Toyota packed into a much better looking car, in our opinion. From the few hours we got to drive the CX-50 hybrid, we did notice that the steering has become lighter since the initial launch of the car, which makes it easier to drive around town and makes it more appealing to the general public. The interior is much more modern and a lot nicer over the current RAV4, and the fuel economy is basically the same. This is also a great option for those that are still on waiting lists for the RAV4. We will likely get our hands on a CX-50 hybrid to test for a longer period of time and bring it to the studio, but for now, our initial reaction is that it's a standout option in a very bland segment of crossovers. Thanks for watching.
Yep.
Are you paying attention to what I'm saying?
No.
Yeah.
Sometimes when we film these videos, I'm just more focused on the camera work, like making sure the camera stuff's all working. And then I play it back when we're editing. I'm like, what did Mike say?
Yeah, he cut me off of drinking coffee a long time ago. I don't drink coffee, and I can barely eat chocolate because anything that adds sugar to my blood is a problem. Ian is used to this because he's been doing this for 4 years with me, 4.5.
6?
Okay, see, we're close.
I got a memory. We were shooting your Audi RS3 6 years ago today.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, that blue RS3.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. That was a great car, man. I love that blue RS3. That thing ripped. I would still buy one today.